This is the story of the Dixie Cabins in Prairie City, Oregon, told by Havelpix horror and passed down from the locals who lived it. They say the pine trees still mourn what happened there, and every old doll nailed to the cabin walls remembers. But the truth is far more sinister than any nursery rhyme. In the 1970s, a reclusive cult calling themselves the Purity Keepers made their home in the Dixie Cabins, a cluster of rundown shacks nestled deep in the Millar National Forest. They were obsessed with preserving what they called the sacred innocence of childhood, a phrase they repeated endlessly, in whispers, chants, and carved symbols. No one knew exactly what they meant until the dolls began to appear. Hundreds of them, porcelain, plastic, cloth each, one nailed to the walls of the cabins, their eyes wide open, forever watching. Locals claimed the dolls appeared overnight. Others insisted the cult brought them in crates, souls bound in porcelain. Ray Malone, a logger who worked the forests outside Prairie City, told friends, "He once got too close to the cabins," he said, and I quote, "Not all the way, but just enough to know they saw me. They weren't toys. They were looking at me. Their heads turned when I passed." A week later, Ray's truck was found abandoned on the Forest Service road. Inside, the steering wheel had 3 dolls nailed to a teach with a tiny ribbon in Ray's favorite color. Ray himself was never found. Then there's Lily, the daughter of the cult's caretaker. She was said to be the only child born inside the Dixie Cabins. Neighbors recalled she rarely spoke and always held a strange, faceless rag doll to her chest. In 1978, Lily reportedly tried to run away. A search party followed her footprints deep into the forest, but they stopped halfway through Cabin 5. On the floor, in a perfect circle, were 12 dolls. Each one had a tooth embedded in its forehead. The next night, someone or something returned those same dolls to the town church. Each was holding a piece of Lily's dress. To this day, hikers near the cabin swear they hear a little girl crying in the woods, calling out a single word. While it sounds like fiction, the use of dolls in ritual folklore is ancient. The Greeks had colossus figures used to bind spirits. In Eastern Europe, dolls called puppets were used to carry memories of the dead. The Purity Keepers weren't inventing something new. They were reviving something old. They believed that by sealing a child's essence inside a doll, they could preserve innocence forever free from time, sin, and decay. But what happens to that essence when the soul isn't willing? Something that remembers you. Some folklorists say the cabins became what's called a memory trap, a place where emotion repeats endlessly, feeding on itself. In that loop, innocence curdles into something else. In the spring of 1980, the Purity Keepers vanished. No final sermon. Just 6 empty cabins, 327 dolls, and a journal filled with cryptic scrawls that read, "When the last child is nailed, we shall be forgiven." The forest tried to reclaim the cabins, but the trees grew in odd angles around them, bent, twisted, and hollow, as if nature itself refused to touch what happened there. Just last year, in 2024, a filmmaker from Portland ventured to the site, determined to record a documentary. I hear them turning it. I think one just blinked. I'm not alone. She lasted one night. Her final audio recording captured this. There are too many dolls. Her camera was found outside cabin 2, lens cracked. Inside the cabin, a new doll, porcelain, dark hair, painted eyes identical to the filmmakers. Today, the Dixie Cabins still stand silent and watching. The dolls remain nailed to the walls, their faces weathered by time, their eyes untouched. No one goes near after sunset. Even during the day, the air hangs heavy with something old, something unfinished. Some say the dolls move, others say they whisper, "You won't come back alone." But most believe one thing: if you step inside the cabins. If this story unsettled you, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more folklore-based horror from Havelpix Horror. Tell us in the comments, would you spend a night in the Dixie Cabins with the dolls? Because sometimes the past doesn't want to be forgotten. It wants to watch you remember it.